We were girls and young women who were victimized by Epstein and Maxwell in a ring.
I know there are videos and photos. I know that Jeffrey had recording cameras in his house.
Powerful people who caused us harm are being protected and we're being exposed. It is meant to silence us.
Straight to jail for questioning at least Erika. Look, I have seen enough, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen enough. Erika Kirk should be dragged into a police precinct for questioning. Like I said, you can show me the person who disagrees with me on that after I will reveal to you what we can now confirm. You can show me that individual and I will show you a full blown fraud. That's the only people that would disagree with that assessment. I said to my team this morning that the amount of evidence that is now piling up, I would say against Erika Kirk, is almost akin to an NBC Dateline episode, except it's actually more simplified than that. Like Dateline, that show is way too complicated.
For years, Erika Kirk's name stayed on the edges of the Epstein conversation, easy to ignore or dismiss. Then, a name got dropped and everything shifted. Because the moment Ellen DeGeneres got pulled into that same story, people stopped calling it street talk and started asking what exactly happened on that island. And if there's nothing to hide, why does it suddenly look like Erika's the one panicking? Because once Ellen DeGeneres got pulled into the Epstein conversation again, something changed in how people were looking at Erika Kirk. For a long time, Erika's name lived in the background. Forums, comment sections, scattered clips, and nothing solid enough to stick. Easy to dismiss and scroll past. But once Ellen's name started circulating alongside Epstein again, people went back and started lining things up, and the connections started getting uncomfortable. Because Ellen wasn't just some distant celebrity in all this. She had visible ties to Sean Diddy Combs, not casual or occasional rather. Regular appearances, inside jokes, public praise that felt a little too familiar. At the time, it looked like entertainment. Now, people are rewatching those moments differently. Now, Diddy hasn't been officially named the way other moguls like Jay-Z have, but that hasn't stopped people from connecting dots, from private parties to controlled environments and guest lists that never went public, the kind of spaces where phones disappear and stories don't leave the room. And once you accept that those spaces existed, the next question becomes harder to ignore. Who else had access? Because Ellen didn't just laugh it off when Diddy talked about his lifestyle. She platformed and normalized it.
Hello, Sean Diddy Combs. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you. Do you like being scared? No, I'm not going to scare you.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, I know. I'm not going to do it. I have to thank you because the last time you were here, you turned me onto Twitter. I knew nothing about Twitter, yes. And now it is so much fun. I'm playing so many games, yes. And I get to give things away and help people out.
Yeah, you get to connect to the people. You get to make sure that they know that you care about them, and it's also you get to hear how they feeling about certain situations, and you get the news quicker than the news gives it to you.
Yeah, no, it's great. So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes, yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up to.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then no, I mean the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them. I'll listen to the music. I've heard that song, After Party. But that was at the Holiday Inn, I think. All right, so, and how old are your kids now? How many kids do you have?
I have 6.
6, and how old are they now? Well, you seem youthful. That's why they're
I'm youthful.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm fertile.
Is that going to be a new thing? Are you going to try to be early?
Yes, I'm trying to be early.
Are you going to be early for my party?
Yes, I am. No.
No.
I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late, please.
What time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But not too late. Because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I promise you I'm not gonna let you down on this big one.
All right,
For
good.
real.
Good.
Your shoes, your feet are gonna have blisters. You're gonna be dancing so hard.
I can't wait.
She once gave him a shout out on his birthday, calling him nicknames like Cuddle McSnuggle stuff that didn't sit right, then brushing it off with, "You don't need to know why." That's when people started asking if Diddy was moving in those kinds of circles and Ellen was right there beside him, then how far apart were those worlds really? And that's where Erika comes back in, because her timeline doesn't sit separate from these environments. Long before politics and public rebranding, she was moving through spaces built on access. Fashion circles, pageantry, media exposure, elite networking environments, the kind of places where powerful people cross paths without drawing attention. At first, it looks like mere ambition and networking, but once you line it up with everything else, it starts to feel like something more strategic.
I think I always had that girly girl hidden within me. After being such a tomboy and experiencing that my whole life, it was like, oh, I can curl my hair, I can put on the mascara. I come from a great family that has very amazing genetics, so thanks, Mom and Dad.
To make matters worse, resurfaced clips show her desperately pitching herself to designer Diane von Furstenberg, the same lady tied to Epstein. Erika literally said adaptable and ready to integrate into that wild world.
The timing in my life is perfect for this opportunity. I'm at a great point, just career-wise, to be able to take on this type of endeavor. And I feel like I have something very unique to offer this whole experience in general. Like I said, I'm very coachable, I'm very trainable, and I'm the type of person that I don't need all the time in the world to get ready. If you say you got to be on a plane in a half hour and you have to pack your stuff and go, I'm on it. I'm kind of like a gypsy. I don't mind living out of a suitcase. I'm used to it, and that's something that I'm okay with. So traveling, I love it. I'm all for it. I'm up for anything. I want to learn. I want to be able to use this opportunity and harness all the things that I can learn from it and be able to just inspire people. Like, how cool of a chance it is to be able to work with Diane and her brand.
Then there's that Romania project that keeps resurfacing, presented as humanitarian work, helping children, outreach programs, all the right optics. But when people went back to look for records, things didn't line up cleanly. Missing pages, fading documentation, and partnerships that were never fully explained. And that's when it stopped looking like just charity. Because around the same time, conversations about Epstein's system shifted. It was never just one man. It was a network, from recruiters to facilitators and people who moved others into those environments quietly.
Giving advice to Turning Point, doing all of that at the same time. That's a struggle for me. I can't get there. I don't think she was doing that because I keep not being born yesterday. It's so hard not being born yesterday. Also, if we're asking questions, how is it that Erika is always so tied to Eastern Europe? Why is she just like kind of floating around? Just this girl from Ohio. How does she get linked to Romania and the United States Marines? And today, I should be clear, she presents it as though she was just sending gifts. That's kind of the new thing. Oh, I was just, helping to send Christmas gifts to kids in need in an orphanage. That was it. Organizing gifts being sent, which of course, again, the common sense, that would not require the support of the United States Marines. You can do that right now today, team. Phone up someone in Romania and ask them for an address and you can send gifts, right? It's expensive to ship. You could probably ground ship that. Her involvement was much more. How do I know? Well, because before the scandal broke and accusations of child trafficking onto the military base, Erika used to claim that she was a bit more involved.
So when Erika's name starts appearing in discussions tied to those same kinds of access points, people start asking different questions. Not merely accusations, but looking at patterns. And then came the moment that pushed everything forward. A judge reportedly mentioned her name in connection to Epstein-related proceedings. Nothing confirmed publicly, no official statements, but the timing is what made it uncomfortable. It happened right when Ellen's name was being pulled back into the conversation again. Right when discussions about leaked details, hidden connections, and resurfaced footage started started gaining traction. And that's when people noticed something else. Ellen left. She stepped away from the US and settled in England. The public explanation was simple: politics, personal choice, and a fresh start. But once you line it up with everything else, the timing feels different, because this move came right after growing pressure around the Epstein files, right after Trump renewed promises that more names could come out. Think about it. She publicly supported Kamala, who would have protected her secret. But with Trump's victory, she took to her heels. People started asking, was that just coincidence?
They're losing their minds.
She sounded so sincere, didn't she?
Very sincere.
Virtually choke on her words. But the best one for me is Ellen DeGeneres, who is, by the way, a very nasty person. I've had dealings with her in Australia. Could I tell you some stories about that cow? But anyway, good riddance to her. But, she was quite friendly with that P. Diddy bloke, wasn't she?
Well, this is why I say release the Diddy files.
Yeah.
Release the Diddy files. Come on, Donald Trump. We want to know whose name.
So maybe she's hightailing out of there before all that is thrown at her as well. But what a bunch of hypocrites.
Because if more information was about to surface, distance mattered. And this is where the story tightens. Because while Ellen is stepping away, Erika is being pulled closer into the conversation. Mentions, rumors, resurfaced connections, everything hitting at once. And then there's the detail that keeps coming back, the word pizza. It sounds ridiculous at first, during interviews, jokes, and repeated references across different celebrities. But when people went back through Epstein-related materials hundreds of times, in emails, conversations, often redacted without context, and that's when people started questioning whether it ever meant what it sounded like, because the frequency didn't match the explanation.
Because I have this crazy idea that I will order pizza, and so if I do, I don't want it to go to waste. Who will eat pizza if I... Jennifer? Yes? Harrison?
Turning the Oscars into an everyone's invited dinner party with dinner.
What do you think? Guess what? Pizza's here. Hello. Come on down. Tomato sauce, we have cheese, we have different kinds. Who's hungry? Brad, Angie, yes? Okay. What kind do you want? Cheese, that's a cheese. Cheese. Yeah. Julia wants cheese. Who's your favorite movie star? They're here. Well, who do you want to talk to? Oh, you know Julia Roberts? Have you seen it? Great. Okay, wait a minute, we're going to run out. Okay, great. Okay. Let's go on this side. Okay. Anybody? Leo? You gotta be hungry, no? Come on, somebody over here? Jared? Yeah, Jared. Jared Leto. He just won an Oscar. All right. Okay, here you go. Hey, by the way, Harrison, you said you wanted pizza? Okay. Karen? Yes? Oh, another pregnant. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. You can tip him, right?
Sure, I'll take it.
Where's Harvey Weinstein? Harvey. Marty, you said you wanted some. All right.
Adele, name 3 names for your lady parts.
Mini Moo, a JJ, and a pizza. Mini Moo is when you're describing it to a child. The JJ is like, hey. And a pizza is like when someone's nasty.
Word.
And when you pair that with clips of Ellen casually bringing it up in different settings, people started paying attention in a different way. The Diddy connection, overlapping social circles, then sudden relocation, resurfaced timelines, and now Erika's name being pulled into official conversations. It all feels connected. And then there's one more layer people can't ignore. The people around Ellen, Steven Twitch boss, her longtime DJ, someone who was always close to her platform. His death was ruled as suicide. It shocked people, but what followed was just as unsettling. Questions with no clear answers, just speculation. Claims that he might have known or seen something he wasn't supposed to. Nothing confirmed, but the fact that those questions are even being asked tells you where public trust is right now, and the online community isn't silent. One user wrote, "I still think somebody else is responsible for his demise." Another wrote, "I'll never believe he killed himself ever." And all of it circles back to the same point. Erika Kirk, the name that stayed in the background for years, now sitting right at the center of a conversation she was never supposed to be part of. Because if Ellen Ellen really did know something, if she really was moving in those same spaces, and if details are starting to slip out now, then the timing of Erika's situation starts to feel more like something catching up. So the question isn't just what happened on that island, it's who already knew and who's starting to panic now that it's no longer staying buried.